It's taken 8 entire episodes, but now House of the Dragon is finally worth watching. Let's talk about why. Hey guys, I'm Karl. Welcome to my movie film show. Feel free to subscribe down below if you would like to, but we're here today to talk about House of the Dragon episode 8. Now, if you've watched my reviews of the show so far, because this is the review of episode 8, if you haven't realized from the amount of times I said episode 8, if you watched those other reviews, you'll have seen that I've been quite up and down on the show. I've enjoyed parts, I didn't enjoy the beginning, you know, so on and so forth. It's been fairly up and down. But episode 8 was by far the best episode of the series so far. A lot happening, a very well paced episode, an episode that keeps you engaged the entire way through. One of my criticisms of the show so far is the pacing has been pretty bad in some episodes. In fact, the show is a dedicated 10 episode series, which means at some point they're going to have to drag out the story or drag out certain elements just to make sure they fit that 10 episode mold. And of course the series is based on a George R.R. Martin book, but just because the book is good doesn't necessarily mean the adaptation of the book is going to be good. And in my opinion, certain aspects within the series so far have been poor. However, episode 8 has been fantastic. The storytelling within it, the acting within it, and just the intrigue it builds up for episode 9. A lot of that has to do with the story and the acting, not necessarily the way the show panned out, because I think they did keep a lot of the best for last. I fully expect episode 9 and episode 10 to be truly spectacular. Anything less and I will be a little bit disappointed. But as I mentioned, the acting is fantastic in it. Standout performer by a long way, Paddy Considine, who plays King Viserys. And even his character I've been critical of throughout the series, but there is no doubt his performance has been fantastic throughout the series, but his performance within episode 8, he's playing the frail on his deathbed king, truly spectacular. The scene where the doors burst open and he comes in to save the day while wearing the mask, that I made it sound like a superhero movie somehow. Everybody who's seen the episode will know the scene I'm talking about. That scene was truly spectacular from Paddy Considine. On top of that, Olivia Cooke was fantastic. I mentioned previously, I think she's a very good actress and she was very good in this too. Emma Darcy is pretty damn good in her role too. But Matt Smith is someone who I mentioned throughout my series reviews, and I was up and down on his character, what he was supposed to do, where they were building him to. But his performances throughout have been fantastic, and it really hit me in episode 8 what a really strong, really good job he's done of that character in the entire series. Maybe now he won't just be remembered as Doctor Who. He'll be remembered as the guy from that Game of Thrones spin-off show. The scene where the whole family gets together and they finally say some nice words to each other for the most part. Alicent and Rhaenyra actually begin to reconcile a little bit. It was done fantastically well within the show, because if you hadn't read the book, you might not have seen what was coming next. And obviously the cliffhanger at the end of the episode is very well done. The king can't be consulted as to what did you mean when you said that. Alicent has a clear idea of what he said, and obviously that's going to have major repercussions going forward. It would be great if the characters in Game of Thrones wouldn't just keep naming all their sons the same thing. That would clear up a lot of confusion. So as I mentioned, best episode of the series so far, and this is where I throw it up to you guys because I would love to hear your opinions on episode 8 of House of the Dragon. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what are you expecting from episode 9? And while you're waiting for episode 9, I've got a whole load of videos on this channel you can check out if you want to. There's one right over here to check out. There's one right over here to check out. See you later.